So, I'm attorney Lewis Haskell, and I am sitting in the middle of a kind of funky rice field in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I've been reading a lot lately about independent contractors. Apparently, with the new tax law, there's some people who think that changing their status from employee to independent contractor might be a good idea. I will tell you that for most people it is not. And it's an issue which, quite frankly, I've been dealing with my various tax clients for a number of years now, because as it stands, a lot of people are mischaracterized as independent contractors when they should be considered employees. Well, let me kind of break down the discussion. With the new tax law, there is this deduction that I've talked about in a number of videos now that enables you to write off 20% of qualified business income. And basically, anybody who's getting paid by a 1099, that's considered an independent contractor, is a business. If you're self-employed, you're filing a Schedule C, and you get this 20% write-off. So that's kind of cool. The problem is you have no withholding at all. And that includes no withholding of your Social Security and Medicare taxes. And in fact, not only is your Social Security and Medicare not being withheld from your paycheck, but you don't have an employer who's matching the Social Security and Medicare that's not being withheld. You're self-employed. You're your own employer. So you get to pay both halves of the Social Security and Medicare tax. That's over 15%, 15.3%, although it's not really that. Well, it gets a little bit weird, but essentially half of self-employment tax is itself tax deductible. But you're paying this 15% tax on your income that at tax time that people who get paid by a regular paycheck, employees who get W-2 forms, aren't paying at tax time. They have their half taken out of their paycheck, and then their employer matches it, and they don't even see that money. But the IRS is happy. And then on top of that, of course, you're then paying, if you're an independent contractor, you're then paying whatever your regular federal income tax is at tax time. But that's just a matter of when you pay. Most workers get refunds at tax time. That's cool, but that's just because they've been overpaying withholding. Most self-employed people pay money at tax time, and that's a drag. But this business of self-employment tax is an issue of paying something that you would not have to pay if you were an employee. Now, I'm going to guess there are a few people out there who are saying, well, gee, self-employment tax is 15%, the deduction is 20%, 20% is more than 15%, isn't that better? And the answer is no. And the reason for that is very simple. That 15%, 15.3% self-employment tax is a tax. If you make $100, you pay $15.30 in self-employment tax. The 20% is a deduction. So the IRS basically treats that 20% like you never made it, and therefore does not tax it. So if you make $100, you get to deduct $20 because you get a $20 deduction. And then if you're in the 22% tax bracket, say, which is a pretty significant tax bracket, you save $4.40. Now, it's great to save the $4.40 if you are, say, an Uber driver and you've been getting a 1099 anyway, but it's not good to save the $4.40 if you did that by changing your status from an employee to an independent contractor and then turned around and picked up this $15 on self-employment tax. So for people, there is one group of people for whom this might be a good idea, and that's people who are extremely high income. Because after you make over, I believe it's $120,000 or so, you're not paying at least the Social Security side of it, and you might be in the 24% tax bracket. The numbers may work out a little bit better for people making $300,000 a year, say. But for most people, it's just not a good idea. So please don't do it. Just stay a wage laborer and go from there. Thank you.